Hello, my name is Helen. I'm going to take you through a nice, simple workout in terms of like what we're doing. But I did this one the other day and it was very effective. And so I thought I'm going to have to put this on my online library. What we'll be doing is warm up first, and then it's called an EMOM. So that means every minute on the minute, you're going to do a certain exercise and a certain number of reps is the aim. The aim is that you always get roughly 15 seconds rest at the end, 10 to 15. You're always trying to fight for the same number. So the first minute you'll have to find out roughly, I'll give a benchmark of like a range that you can aim for. But when we get to 45 seconds, I'll tell you. And that way, that's the number you'll probably stop at. Right, so let's warm up to start with. Going to warm up the wrist. Just give a few slow circles. Move your feet as well, just to start getting the body moving gently. It's only going to be 2 exercises we're flitting between. It's all body weight, and I will give you options in terms of making it harder or easier. Generally, I would say this is a really tough one because once you've hit your benchmark that you're trying to hit each time, the goal is to try and hit it every time, and that's only going to get harder and harder as you fatigue. So you have to start really working for it towards the end. A little warm up with the shoulders. Give a few circles forwards. You also have a choice, by the way. So at the end of I say there's a 15 seconds roughly recovery is the hope at the end. You can take a total recovery, circle your arms back the other way, or you can choose to take a more active recovery and hold a plank. Completely up to you. And that's when you can choose to change as you go through and as you fatigue. If you want to stop or start, your choice, your workout. Swing that forward and back so you're getting a dynamic stretch of your chest and of your back. So you feel a pull as your arms go back, you squeeze your chest as your arms come forward, and vice versa, you squeeze your back as your arms go back, and you feel it stretch as your arms come forward. Bum, 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 bum. I don't know if you hear music, like Ross is playing some bangers. Ross, my boyfriend's playing fiance is playing bangers in the kitchen, and that's what I'm jigging to. Squats, feet wide and hips. I've just clicked, by the way, those bangers are kind of like country vibes. Like it's not like they're cool current music. Right, so feet wide and hips with the squats, hips back and down. They don't need to be deep the first time you do the squats. Just ease into it, dropping your hips down and back. And then gradually the warmer we get, the more we can start getting to the depth of our squats. And just heel lift, so lift your heels and lower, lift your heels lower. You can keep your feet wide because in the workout it's going to be mimicking this, but you might prefer to have your feet underneath the hips, so to warm up the calves. Do you know recently, so I worked out, I do know loads of current music, even though I've not been listening to the radio, and I only know it from social media. How mortifying. I was like, oh, you need to stop scrolling. Perfect. Squat into a heel lift. So take your feet wide hips. You're going to squat down and then lift your heels. Squat down and lift your heels. So your heart rate should be just starting to rise a little bit. And you're hopefully feeling a little bit warmer, so you can start to sit a little bit deeper into your squat. Maybe even add a little pause at the bottom of the squat rather than bouncing out of it. Maybe a little pause before you lift up to help again get comfortable in our bottom range. Perfect. Come down to the floor. Push-ups on your knees, please. So knees and hands wide on the chest. Open the arms, bend, dropping your chest between, and push back up. I've just noticed the buzzers aren't on. If you struggle with push-ups on knees, scoot your knees in, but keep your weight over the hands still. If you're able to push-ups on your toes, don't do it yet. We're just warming up. You don't want to warm up with your entire body weight with a push-up. So warm up with half. We can go to full push-ups on the toes in the workout if you're there. All right, now come to all fours. Spread your fingers a lot. You're just going to shift your weight forward and back over the wrist. So just warm them up, and then maybe even play with changing the angle. Point the fingers out to the side. Shift a little bit side to side. And then maybe turn the fingers back or as far back as you can, shifting backwards and forwards. You don't want pain here, so take more weight in the knees, in the legs if you need to. And then maybe pointing in towards the middle. Just a little shift, shift, shift. You can even play with like hands upside down as well. Now do some push-ups on knees again, and a bit like with the squats when we went second time through, I said maybe add a pause. Maybe try a pause on these ones. So just a little pause at the bottom of the rep. And you're working towards full range. So that's trying to get the elbows in line with your body. Check if your thighs are touching the floor, you've let your hips sag. So you're going to lift your hips up so they're in line with the shoulders. And kind of scoop your belly under. Now your abs are on. You shouldn't feel any pressure in your back. Come on up to your feet. Squat and hold. Now you can just hold the squat here, or maybe even kind of open your knees a little bit, maybe even squat a little bit lower. It's just, again, just help us that we get to that point that we can squat full range at the end. And if your full range is up here, that is perfect. If your full range is lower, that is perfect too. Every workout you do, whatever it is, you work and you meet yourself where you are, and then just maybe push yourself to your limits. This feels good. Little pulse raiser, butt kicks, kick your heels all to butt. You can run out if you need low impact. For whatever reason, you can step it out. Star jumps, jump your feet out and in. If you need low impact, step one foot instead. And we're nearly at the end of the warm-up. So close to get into our EMOM. Lift your knees up towards your chest. You can run, or again, you can step. Hoping you get a little bit breathless and relaxed. Whew, okay, have a sip of water if you need. You've got 1 minute before we start. It's a 10-minute EMOM, meaning for 10 minutes, every minute on the minute, you do an exercise. For the first minute, we're going to aim for between 15, 20, and 25 squats, squat heel lift, or squat jump. The second minute is going to be 12, 14, or 16 push-ups. Trying toes for as long as you can. Knees, box, or incline if you need. So the squats, they're either going down and up like we did in the warm-up, or add a heel lift. So it's like you're jumping, but you don't actually take off. On a jump, if you jump, you catch at the bottom of the squat. When we come to the push-ups, so every alternate minute, you're aiming, if you can, try on toes, because you never know. If not, on knees. If not, knees in. Or you can use something like your kitchen side to do it on an incline. So let's start. First minute, 3, 2, 1, squats. 15, 20, or 25 reps. And then the aim, by the way, is that we're working quite a long way until we get to 15 seconds left. So if you fly past 25 reps, keep flying. Keep on going. If you struggle and you don't even get to 15, cool. Remember, this is your number. First minute, let's find out what our number is. You've got another 10 seconds to try and keep going, find out what your number was. You have that target to aim for, but now you're setting your own benchmark. So going for another 3 seconds, and then choose a little shake. Do you want to hold a recovery and just recover? Or do you want to hold a plank? That can be your hands and knees. It can be your forearms, toes or knees. You've got 3 seconds, come down to the floor. Push-ups, 12, 14 or 16. So, drop your chest between the elbows, push yourself up, down and up. Check that the only reason your body comes closer to the floor is because your elbows bend and push away rather than your hips coming down like this. If you find it's your body moving, drop to knees or scooch knees in. I don't mind what number you hit, and you may also need a child's pose. And you may also try different variations, toes, knees, box. But you're trying to do your best reps and your highest number in 45 seconds. 12, 14, 16 is a benchmark to aim for. You don't have to meet that benchmark. You can push that number higher, just remember it. Another 3 seconds. And hold up there, choose. If you're beginner, take the full break. Advanced, probably come into the plank hold. That's the first round of 5. You ready? Back to the squats. Everyone on your feet. Your number, please. Squat jumps, or squat heel lift, or squats. Again, it doesn't matter. It's your workout. Meet you where you are today. You want to feel challenged. You want to try. If you started with jumps, you want to try your best to stay with the jumps. If you started with squats, just keep working, try and get as deep as you can in the squats. Because as we fatigue, they're going to get a little bit smaller. So keep trying to see how deep you can get your hips. And the heel lift, trying to make it so it's quite dynamic, so it looks like you're jumping, but your feet don't actually leave the floor. You have got another roughly 5 seconds. And again, it might be that you only get 10-second rest as we go through this. You're hoping to be finishing off around about now. Choose your full recovery or plank recovery. If you've not stopped, you're doing too many reps. Right, come down to the floor. Push-ups. You've got your number to aim for now. Try and hit that number. And again, it might be, especially because the upper body is smaller muscles than the lower body, that you don't manage to do quite as many on the toes if you were working on your toes. Also, maybe you don't manage to do quite so many in a row before having a rest. So you might need to take a little child's pose before you get back in, and that's okay. But you are aiming for your number now. You are aiming for your number. And I would love maybe if you write in the comments what your number was, if you fancy it. And then next time if you come back to repeat it, you can see whether your number's gone higher or lower. And you also have a better idea of where to gauge. You are hoping you're finishing up around about now to come into your full recovery or your active recovery in plank. 2 rounds down, 3 rounds to go. And everyone, wherever you're, up on your feet. So we're ready to start squats in 3, 2, 1. Squat, choose your poison. There is no right or wrong. There's just you now versus you. There's you versus minute 1. Minute 1, you was fresh, and minute 2 and 3, I actually normally find are the kind of ones where you're really getting into your groove. And also you may find minute 2 or 3 is the one where you lapse a little bit and you don't hit the number, and suddenly you realize, I got to really push for this. So this is where you might realize just how much intensity you need to give. If you're getting to the point every minute, by the way, and you're getting nowhere near your number, just keep shaving off a couple of reps as required. Again, it wants to be that you're pushing your struggle, but that you do get some rest. So everyone, I'm hoping you get a little bit of rest around about now. Don't worry if you're still going a little bit, don't worry if you're still going a little bit now. And then everyone please recover, active or not, plank or just breathe. We come down to the floor, push-ups, 3, 2, 1, and go. So it might be that it's much harder. It might be that you think you can do no more reps on the toes. Actually, you can. You just need to take a break and then come back up again. If you notice that your technique is going, regress or shave off some reps so you get some nice reps instead. And I'll show you what I mean. If you can see in my back room what I mean by an incline, you might have something higher that you can lean against, just smash your face against the wall. But like a kitchen side is really good. The higher the incline, the easier it is. Right, you've got another, bless you, Ross, 5-ish seconds, and you're getting towards where you're hoping to be recovering. Another 5 seconds, you might still be working. Fight for it, fight for it, fight for it, fight for it, fight for it. Everyone make sure you're recovering now. Planking or not. Planking again, advanced, please hit me that plank. Right, round 4 or 5, 3, 2, 1, jump up, squats. Squat jumps if you can. Now, if you are jumping, every time land with bent legs. So just watch out, even if you're going to have a break, try not to land with straight legs. Just takes a lot into the joints. And we'd rather bend the legs and take it into the muscles. Yes, it burns more, but it's safer long term. If you're jumping, your jumps may also start to look more like this, where they might have started like this. That is also okay, as long as you are feeling the burn, you're pushing. But if you've said that, you think, actually, I could spring a little bit higher, could squat a little bit deeper, give it a go. Look how much I'm sweating, even though I'm not doing it. I hope you're doing well. Right, hoping you come close to recovery now. This is the penultimate round of this. There's no more squats again. Catch your breath in, recovery, plank or full recovery. 3, 2, 1, penultimate round of push-ups. Come down. Now, I don't want to generalize, but I'd probably say if you're a female doing this, you'll find the squats easier. If you're male, you might actually find the push-ups easier. Generally, it should be that the push-ups are tougher. They're a smaller muscle group, so they should be harder to smash out the same number of reps. That's the big muscles in our legs. But commonly for women, we tend to be percentage-wise a bit stronger in the lower than the upper. So don't be disheartened if you're finding this bit way harder than the legs. That's okay. Just keep on going. You've still got loads of time. Shake out as you need. Shake out, have a little break. Get back in if you can. Try and finish your reps off. It's the penultimate time you ever do these, ever, today. And then hopefully you're coming close to your recovery now. Plank if you're advanced. No plank, intermediate or beginners, you can choose. And then final round, round 5 of 5. Squats or squat jumps. I challenge you to start off with the best reps you can even think of, even if they end up small. Go on, it's the final round, round 5 of 5. You are most fatigued because you're in the 5th round, but at the same time, you know it's over after this. We've got one more round of push-ups, one more round of squats, one more round of push-ups, and then a full break. Come on. You've got this. Lots of shakes if you need. And they really should be absolutely fighting to get your final reps in, to hit your number. Yes. And we're active recovery, hoping. And now is the latest point. Final round of push-ups. Surprise yourself, impress yourself. Try a harder level than you think you can do. Even if it's just one rep. And if you think you can do no more on toes, try one more rep. If you think you can do no more on knees, try one more. If you think you can do no more on box, try one more. The worst thing that happens is you go down and you're like, oh God, I'm on the floor. And then you take a break. And then you come back up and you try again. Now, I'd encourage using this one as a bit of momentum. Start to drop quickly and use the bounce at the bottom to help push yourself up to get some more reps. Often I like controlled reps, but in this case, quick drop and then you're forced to bounce back up. Quick drop and push, quick drop and push. So use the momentum to help you get there. And this is the final minute, by the way. So if you take the full minute to get to the end because the rest is coming, it's totally fine. In fact, advanced, I encourage you to keep going till the final minute. You've got 10 more seconds to go. If you feel your rest now, take it. If you can keep smashing out the final few reps, give it a go. And recover. So good. Well done. Just, I mean, it's simple. It's just squats and push-ups. It's very effective. I did this with a client and then I loved it, did it with a class. And then they were all saying, like, oh my God, the ache the next day. Now, I'm not saying it's great. I'm not saying that means it's an effective workout when you're aching. It doesn't mean that. Sometimes it just happens or not. But at the same time, I'm just saying that they felt it. We're going to finish with 4 minutes of core exercises, and then we're just finished with the stretch and we're done. So the core each was a minute. If you need to take a break within those minutes, then please do. We're going to start lying on our backs, please. Aiming for a negative sit-up. So if you can, hands on opposite shoulders. You sit up quick, and it's down slow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Oh, it's only 45 seconds each one. You get a break. If you can't do a full sit-up, try this, either swinging yourself up and then coming down slow, maybe hands forward or hands on opposite shoulders, or grab your thighs to help you sit up and then try and go as far as you can, maybe and slightly holding onto your legs. As soon as you feel it not in your abs, just let yourself go. Because there's going to be this sticky point around about here where you're going to want to go collapse. But if you can, control it. Now, advance, if you want more, rather than hands on opposite shoulders, try taking your elbows back by your ears. It's going to help add a little bit extra weight. It's going to be harder to control, but still on the way up, strict as possible, hands on opposite shoulders. Perfect. Roll over, hold a plank. So your plank, you've done quite a few of these. You're doing your hands and knees, hands and toes. You can be knees and forearms, knees and toes. Choose what you like, but you want to be really tucking your tailbone under. I would rather your hips were too high in this than too low. So what I see often is people's thighs and hips coming close to the floor, their backs arching. I'd rather you lift up so you can tuck your bum under, even if you're kind of piped up into a bit of a V. So at least now your abs are more on than your back. If you can though, your butt comes down in line with your shoulders. Straight line for tailbone head. You've got another 5 seconds. Just one more breath in and one more breath out. Right, roll over onto your backs again, please. Flutter kicks. Press your hands to the floor by your sides. Straighten your legs as much as you can. You're just going to kick your legs up, down, up, down. So if you need to, bend your legs. If you can, take your legs a little bit lower. The aim is to be roughly at an angle like this. Some people like to go really close to the floor, but then tends to be that the spine comes out of alignment. And often I find the pivot point being about here, 45 degrees, is the more challenging angle. Whatever you do, don't reach your hands under your bum. That just helps put your spine in place with your hands, not with your abs. So even if you're up here in your bent legs, press your hands into the floor and it's teeny tiny, you're still training your spine to stay neutral. Give another 3 seconds. Roll over, mountain climbers. You'll have to be on plank on your hands this time, and then pull one knee in towards the chest, back to plank, switch, or if you want to, you can run it out. We've got to suspend your weight on your arms. So if you find your feet are slipping back, your weight is shifted back. Shift your weight forward, look slightly forwards at the floor in front of you, rather than looking at your knees, so it's going to help keep you in alignment. You've got another 8 seconds to go now. If you struggle with this, do it on your knees, and do one knee to elbow, other knee to elbow. It's a little bit slower, but it's the same muscles working. In 5 seconds or so, that is you done. You're totally done. And relax, just lie down on your belly. Bring your forearms under the floor. Arch your back away from the floor and feel a stretch in your abs. That is us done. Do not sign off right now. Don't walk away. So one of my clients said she heard me saying this and she was started going to the kitchen and then she could hear me saying don't walk away from the stretch, and the next day she ate so much. So stay for the stretch. It's 3 minutes, that's it. 3 minutes, just going to help calm your nervous system for the stress we just placed on the body. And it also just helps to re-lengthen the muscles where we could contract them nice and tight. Just helps to relax and re-lengthen them. Coming to a shoulder stretch. So you can come up to kneeling, take one arm across, you can come up to standing, or maybe even thread your arm underneath. But you want to feel a stretch across the shoulders from all those push-ups, at least the pull-ups. Now the reason we hold each stretch for about 30 seconds is when you're coming into a stretch, your nervous system, your body naturally tries to kind of resist it because it doesn't want you to pull the muscle too far. And then when it realizes it's safe, it starts to relax, switch arms. And then when the muscle starts to relax, that's when you get the benefit of the stretch. So rather than just going stretch, you want to actually allow it to let go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Nice. We're going to stretch the chest. So you can either pull your hands wide and down, and then think of just pulling your elbows back. Maybe you might prefer the hands on the lower back and squeeze the elbows in. Maybe lace the hands behind. It's whatever gives you the best stretch into your pecs here. If you're inside, I really love doing this on a doorway, having one hand on the door frame, and just allowing myself, and always use a leg to support, but just slightly lean forward, and it gives you a really good stretch across the chest. And stretch your quads, hold on a second if you need to for balance. Pick up one foot, pull the heel in towards the bum. If you're on the floor, you can do this lying on your front or side. You obviously saw, so my main thing is, this isn't my workout, it's your workout. I want to try and coach the best out of you, which I can't always do if I'm getting myself to fatigue. So you'll see I didn't do loads of that, and I'm still sweating. I still got myself puffed down. So I hope, switch legs, you were feeling good. You're feeling well worked out. You're feeling successful. You're feeling proud of what you just did, because I know for a fact that was hard. And if you're having one of those days where you're like, I can only give a medium effort, you gave a medium effort, it's perfect. You gave 100%. So well done. If you've got any questions or feedback, or if you want to drop in the comments, maybe something about what number of reps you managed to do for each of the squats and the push-ups, let me know. Love to hear from you. And if not, just have a little shake off. Give yourself always a round of applause, a pat on the back, a good well done me. I did it. It's so hard to get started. So well done for pressing play. And I always got so much respect for everyone that works out at home by themselves. So well done. Yeah, any questions, drop me a message. But if not, hopefully I'll see you for another workout soon.